y'all, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to Daily Diabetics. This week's theme is story time, or a story that we would like to share with you guys with our experiences with type 1 diabetes. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. I am so sorry that I did not upload again last week. I was on vacation after finishing my summer class. My summer class ended Thursday. I flew out Friday morning at 6 a.m. and I got back last night at like 8 p.m. So I am so sincerely sorry that I did not upload last week. That means that I've not uploaded twice since this channel has started, and I am so sorry for that. That will hopefully not happen again in the future, but just so you guys know, as I mentioned in my last video, if one of the other girls or myself can't upload, that doesn't mean that we are no longer in this channel or that we are not going to make videos anymore. That just means that we either had technical difficulties or we were on vacation, because I messaged all of the girls and I was like, I'm on vacation, I still haven't filmed, if you guys want me to film I can, and they were like, no, enjoy your trip. So just know that that doesn't mean anything serious or anything's wrong. But with all that being said, let's just jump into my story time and get started. Okay, so the story I'm going to share with you guys is when I was in 8th grade, I decided to stop taking care of my diabetes. Now, if you have followed my personal YouTube channel for quite a while, you know that I did post a video very similar to this, telling this exact same story, but this is really the only big diabetes related story that I have. But I will definitely have my video that I filmed on my main channel in the eye right over here and linked in the description in case you guys do want to check that out. But it is just the same story I'm about to tell you guys. So when I was in 8th grade, I had just gotten my first pump back in 7th grade. So I've been on a pump since 7th grade. I'm now going into my junior year of college. So that tells you the span of time I've had an insulin pump. It started in 8th grade and kind of went through my freshman year of high school. So I got my pump, I was super excited, I loved it, I used it all the time, I made sure I gave my insulin when I was supposed to and everything like that. The second half of 8th grade year hit and I was just fed up with diabetes. I was like, this is annoying and stupid, and why do I have to have this and no one else does? I'm so different from everyone else. I constantly have to worry about checking my blood sugar, and I constantly have to give insulin and count carbs, and I can't just go out and eat whatever I want and not have to worry about it. I have to do all this math to go along with it, and I just was so fed up with it. So I decided that I was going to stop giving myself insulin all the time. Now, I know that this is kind of a controversial topic, because I know that some people will say not taking care of your diabetes is horrible and awful, how could you do that? But if you talk to most diabetics have actually gone through this same exact thing. You just get kind of fed up with it because it's a lot to worry about. You're constantly thinking about your diabetes, you're constantly fighting it, and you just want to give up sometimes. That's normal, that's totally okay, but when you give up, don't give up forever. Just pick yourself up and keep moving forward. So I decided I was going to stop giving insulin every time I ate. So because of the pump, I didn't have to tell my mom everything. So I would just like eat, and then I would check my blood sugar, eat, and then I would just completely forget to give insulin, or I would choose not to give insulin because I didn't want to. So this went on for like a year and a half. I was just so fed up with it. My mom would ask if I gave insulin. I said yes, even if I didn't. So I was lying to her about it. And then I would go to my endo appointments, and my A1C would be getting like higher and higher gradually. And then the final like breaking point, I guess, was one night my mom and I were talking, and I think she had found out that I wasn't taking care of my diabetes as well, and that I wasn't really giving myself insulin and all of that stuff, and we both sat in my kitchen floor and bawled our eyes out because my mom was like, I fought so hard to keep you alive, why are you doing this, how could you do this, I know it's tough, but this is the card you were dealt, you have to work through it, God gave you diabetes for a reason. She's trying to be really motivational and really helpful, and we were both just sitting there absolutely bawling our eyes out. So that went on for probably a couple more months, and this is like fast forwarding to my freshman year of high school, because during my freshman year of high school I was really sick all the time. My great grandmother had passed away. It was just a really bad time. So after my mom and I had sat on my kitchen floor and cried, I started to take better care of myself, and then all this stuff happened my freshman year of high school, and I just kind of stopped again. So keep in mind that this is like a year and a half time span. So then my endo appointment came, and I told my mom I was super anxious and super nervous for it, and she was like, well, if you've been taking care of yourself and doing what you're supposed to, you shouldn't be anxious and nervous. Well, little did she know that I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. So I got super anxious and super nervous. So we went to my endo appointment, and I think my A1C was like 8.6, which is actually the highest my A1C has ever been in almost 14 years of having diabetes. So I'm actually kind of proud of that, because I feel like a lot of diabetics have like a 9 or a 10. I know a girl that's had 13 and 14s. But that was my highest A1C, and they can pull all of like the data off of your pump, and they're like, Lindsay, you're not giving insulin, like what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just so fed up with this. I don't want to have diabetes anymore. I'm tired of feeling like the only person that has it. And my doctor sat me down and was like, if you do not start taking care of yourself, you will die. You will lose a foot, you will lose a leg, you will lose an arm, you will ruin your kidneys, your livers, all of that. And that scared me so much. So from that point on, I decided that I was going to start taking better care of myself, and that I was going to give myself insulin when I was supposed to. So that is just the story of the time that I stopped taking care of my diabetes. I am so sorry if you just sat through that. 1, I'm awful at telling stories. 2, I don't remember that experience like super well. Like, I remember it, but not a lot of the details, so it was kind of all over the place, and I'm sorry about that. That was the story of the time that I stopped taking care of my diabetes. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to follow us on our Instagram account. It is just at Daily Diabetics. It is always linked in the description. Also, check out all of my personal links, my Instagram and my YouTube channel. They're always in the description below as well. And with all that being said, I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye!